So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of St. Patrick's Day. What comes to mind when you think of St. Patrick's Day? For me, it was always leprechauns, pots of gold. Personally, I grew up in Illinois, so I always think of the Chicago River being dyed green. Either way, let's talk a little bit about St. Patrick's Day and the real history behind it. So, first of all, St. Patrick was not Irish. This surprises a lot of people. He was most likely Welsh. In his confessions, he does say that he was later reunited with his parents in Britain. However, scholars think that he most likely came from what is now modern day Wales. So, how did he become the patron saint of Ireland if he was Welsh? Well, the truth is that he was kidnapped when he was about 16 years old. Now, at this time, it was common for the Irish to come and to kidnap people from different parts of the world and take them back as slaves. And this is actually what happened to St. Patrick. He was kidnapped when he was about 16 years old and taken back to Ireland. Now, Patrick grew up in a very, very religious home. His father had good standing in the church, but Patrick, he grew up knowing about God, but he claims that he didn't actually know God. He had no real faith of his own at the point that he was kidnapped and taken to Ireland. And he lived in Ireland for 6 years. During this time, he was with a man that used him as a sheep herder. So he would go out into the hills, and we still see this in Ireland. We have these beautiful rolling green hills where the sheep graze, and he was just out there as a sheep herder. And Patrick says that that was whenever he basically developed a relationship with God, when he came to know God. He started trusting in God, he started praying, and we know all of this because of St. Patrick's Confessions. It's the only thing authored by St. Patrick that we still have. It's actually really short, it's readily available online, and it can be read in about 30 minutes. So his confession is a mixture of theology and personal narrative and reflection. It's all kind of interwoven together. It's really interesting, but this is the best glimpse we have into Patrick's life. It is the only thing we know for certain that was actually authored by him. And he tells us in his confessions that he's developing this relationship with God during these 6 years where he's a sheep herder in Ireland. And then he has a miraculous dream. And in this dream, a voice tells him that he needs to get up and go because his ship is ready. And he took this literally as a voice from God. He was about 200 miles away from the nearest port, and yet he just got up and ran away. He's like, okay, I'm going to go find my ship.